constructive contact. In other words, when the phone rings or when you waving at somebody down the street and you're trying to catch up with them and all like that, you got a reason, a specific reason you're going to be helpful, because something constructive is going to come out of this, something very constructive, something that is needed. Because black people are trying to show how much one knows more than the other, rather than keeping their mind on what it is they're trying to do. They're trying to solve the race problem. It takes a lot of time and energy and a lot of high power thinking to do something constructive along those lines. But what we do is just trying to upstage each other, what we try to do when we do everything. It's called showing off. It's one of the show-off-isms, trying to show how much we know to each other. We're not trying to show it to the rest of the world, because they can see to it that we don't know much of anything. That's why we're in the shape we're in. But we love to show off to each other, which is why I say you never should see a black person celebrating anything. We're not qualified. Never. I don't care what it is. We have no cause for celebration. But you take even the football players. I mean, the white people know it so much about us that they, make restrictions on it about the football game, even though people say it's just a game and all like that. But they are saying, that it sends even a deeper message. It goes to show you how primitive we are. Because the black guy, like I saw a black guy do that, a ball player, I forgot what team he's on, that was this year. I think I may have mentioned it to you before. I mentioned it to somebody. He's running down the field with his weaves and whatnot, trailing behind him. Struggling to be a man. Struggling to be recognized. That's what the weave's all about. Pay attention to me. That's what that is. Drop what you're doing and stop what you're doing and look over here and pay attention to me. So now when he's carrying a football down the field, and he was making it, he was outrunning everybody. And when he got near the end of the goal line, he could see the people jumping up and down, the ladies in their skirts and whatnot, the pep squad and whatnot, the cheering squad, they jumping up and down. He's grinning and running. And he ran into the end zone and ran out of the end zone, and jumped right into the crowd up there like we do. But he threw the ball down before he got in the end zone. And the people were screaming and yelling, you idiot and whatnot, and he's still running and grinning because he wasn't aware that he threw the ball down. And that's the story of black people's lives in the modern day, since they took the chains off. Too quick to celebrate and haven't done nothing but dropped the ball. In fact, threw it down. Concentrating on a celebration more than the accomplishment. And that's the story of our lives.
Wow.
Now, I saw that. I had given a description of that type of thing long before it happened, but this year it happened. I said, black people, we're the cheeringest people, we're the paradingest people. We want to take up the entire sidewalk so that everybody will see us, more than anybody on earth, not to be doing nothing that warrants any attention at all. And we need to look at ourselves and say, hey, no more of this. Let the white people cheer. They got something to cheer about. We ain't cheering about nothing. We're in a pitiful state. In fact, we haven't even gotten started. We're not even at the starting line, not to say nothing about it. We're not even in the stadium. You just nod, and say, well, okay, we'll move on to phase 2. Once you accomplish something, I don't care what it is, going to the moon and whatnot, hey, no cheering, no parades, no nothing, curing cancer, okay, well, what is there, what's that? Finally got it done this morning. All right, now we'll start working on, tuber or whatever, the flu virus. I mean, what's number 2 on the list?
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly. And
they say, well, how long have we been working on curing cancer? Well, like forever. I mean, and we finally got it cured as of 9 o'clock this morning. We got it. I mean, we got it all. All cancers are now being cured. Now, what's number 2? Everybody go down, take about 15 minutes, take a 15-minute break and wash your hands and all like that and start on number 2. That should definitely be black people's position and white people's too.
I agree completely. This admitted racist was furious.
Now people will say, well, just be uptight all the time. No, you're relaxed. That's the whole point. You're relaxed, but you're concentrating on things that need doing. You take your breaks when you get tired and all like that. Sit down and rest. You're not uptight. Because that's out of balance. Being stressed out. You're not stressed out. But I mean, when you accomplish something that needs accomplishing, you say, hey, never should have had cancer in the first place. But somebody messed up. So now after 500 years, I mean, we got it like it ought to be. Put it back the way it ought to have been in the first place, before somebody messed up. Okay, and breathe a sigh of relief, get a good night's sleep. Say, okay, well, we start on the next project.
I agree completely.
I mean, and you're relaxed. I mean, you take that, but no celebrating. It don't call for a parade.
Exactly.
Never should have been in the first place. Exactly. When we overcome racism. No calls for a parade. None. We just simply say, man, never should have been in the first place. We're so far behind. Now we can probably start on the project that will get us where we should have been when we got interrupted by 1,000 years of racism.
For sure.
Yeah. See, and then start from there.